Today I want to talk about water. I've come out here to the Scrivener Dam in my car with a bottle of overpriced water as a way to introduce this week's topic and to try to get myself out of the office before I start talking about the literature related to water, human security, and conflict. Water is one of those things that I think typifies that David Foster Wallace video that we watched at the beginning of the class, that some of the most important parts of our reality can be some of the ones that are the hardest to see and appreciate. I think water falls into that camp. I know for the most of my life, I've taken having access to clean and healthy water has been taken for granted. But clean water is something that millions of people still don't have, and that it can shape where it's possible for people to live and to thrive. So today we're focusing on how water can shape human security and how water scarcity or abundance can lead to conflict. Here, Scrivener Dam, back in 1963, on this day, September 20th, 1963, the dam was finished and the Interior Minister closed the gates and the water started to fill, which turned into Lake Burley Griffin. It's 33 meters high and 316 meters long, I believe. It was one of the first places where I drove in Australia after moving here. It was a nerve-wracking experience to go over such a narrow bridge in a car with trucks going the other way, so my heart skips a beat every time I go over it. But it is one of those infrastructure projects that we often take for granted that shape where and how we live and the topography of Canberra that we enjoy to this day. Water helps shape all these issues. As I mentioned, we're going to go over it in more detail later on. I have tried to record this video numerous times. I did not originally plan on doing it in my car, but today it is far too windy outside for the audio to be doable, and last time I recorded a whole bunch of videos and ended up all being out of focus. Definitely that time of the semester. So today we want to focus on our motivating question: how does water shape the outcomes that we've looked at in this class? Conflict, human security. The motivating puzzle is that people say that there's going to be water conflicts going on in the future, but there are limited cases of them actually happening in the past. So is it something that we should really worry about? Other kind of questions: who has it? How is it used? How is increasing population pressures having an effect? And how have people learned to try to manage it? It is something that I hadn't thought about as much as maybe I should until I started traveling around the world. Once had a bottle of water in India that actually was contaminated with gasoline. That didn't taste terribly good, so I don't take bottled water for granted. And that's also something that in the fire season you want to make sure you always have around. There's uses for it, but then also microplastics have been found in bottled water. Not this one, but we're going to talk about later on today how pollution of water sources is an issue, as well as how it can be prohibitively expensive to provide in certain areas. This is the most expensive bottle of water that I could find in my local Woolies, $5.20. I will not be buying any more bottles of this. I opened it up for my first video. Tasted pretty good, but I really honestly couldn't taste a difference from my normal filtered water, tap water that I get at home. And so it can have different uses for different people. It can be a status symbol in places like California where I was, wow, it's fogging up. Where I was born. Back then it was Evian and Perrier. Now it is Voss and Fiji water. This actually comes from farther away. But yeah, Scrivener Dam, beautiful place to come outside and run, get a break from the ANU and all the worries about job losses and pandemics and things like that. So hopefully you guys have had a great break, and let's start talking about water issues. More later. Bye. Today's topic is water. Today I want to talk about water. So today I want to talk about how water shapes human development and incentives to